Oh, God, I'm dying.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So, welcome.
Hi.
Welcome.
Yep.
So we would like to welcome as our second guest of the entire world for episode 19, Laura.
Sasha.
No, we agreed. Laura's second.
Sasha B. Fierce.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome if we could get her. We have Laura.
Damn.
Sorry.
I'm also actually disappointed about that as well.
I mean, you know.
Drunk bitches be like. Drunk bitches be like. Drunk bitches be like.
Welcome to Drunk Bitches Be Like. I'm Brandy.
I'm Mindy.
And this is all about two women, a few beers, some tipsy stories, and some drunk ideas.
Welcome. So Laura is a friend of Brandy's. She is a new friend of mine. And I don't know what you do. I do, but I kind of don't. I mean, if you want to say, you don't have
for marijuana.
Yep.
Yay.
For a marijuana company.
She makes sure people are following rules and stuff.
When it comes to marijuana.
I'm the most boring person.
No, you're not the most
weed.
boring person. You might have a boring job, but you're not the most boring person.
Oh, okay.
I'm guessing not everybody works in weed, so
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
there you go. You're a
Well, they
weed
do in different capacities.
instead of a sex worker, you're a weed worker.
That's right. Well, I'm also a sex worker.
This is
But
different than a weed whacker.
that's right. Slightly. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
I mean, you're a freelance sex worker.
I am.
Okay,
Yes,
well,
yes,
there
yes.
you go.
I mean, I don't get paid for it. But
Yeah.
As long as you're doing it on your own terms. What kind of payment do you want? Oh my God, my heartburn is killing me. So we went out. They went out well before me. You guys were on a brewery tour.
We did some brewery tours today. We started. We did a whole tour around Dayton. We started in Xenia
Yeah.
at
you
Devil
went
Wind,
to the Devil Wind.
which turned out to be a super happy, fun time for me because when we got there and pulled into the driveway, the Schmidt's food truck was there.
Yeah.
Is that like the pretzel place?
No, Schmidt's is a
cream
German restaurant in Columbus, Ohio that has these amazing food trucks, and they have like sausages and cabbage and sauerkraut and everything else. They don't have a huge selection, but they have this one like smoked sausage that is a smoked sausage that is called a Bahama Mama, and it's smoked and it's got paprika and it is spicy and it is delightful. And they put everything on a very thick piece of bread. It's not a bun, and then they put sauerkraut all over it and sautéed onions. And it's the most delightful thing ever.
She's not talking about the cream puff, which is what
No.
Schmitz is like famous for.
Well, I mean, they're famous for the cream puffs. So honestly, I like the cream puffs are okay. Like, I'm not a big cream puff person.
I'm dying.
Didn't get one.
It's, I mean, it's delicious.
No, I'm not
Also,
dying that
I
I
think-
didn't get one. I'm dying because I'm going to vomit.
Okay,
Just kidding. No, the description is just, it's a lot.
There was a lot of food, but I was super excited because I didn't like I hadn't eaten before we
Right.
came out, and I was planning on eating at a specific brewery because I do like their food. And then I was like, our plans kind of adjusted, and I was like, we're not going to get to that brewery for quite a while, and
She's
I can't
being
wait that
so
long.
sweet. My dog rolled in shit this morning, and I had to take her to a dog wash location, and that is why we were late. That's what happened.
But so we weren't going to get to the other location for a while, and I was like, I'm super hungry. And then we pulled into the parking lot, and Schmitz was there, and I was like, oh, yeah, I want all this. So
You're going to want to eat the mic, basically.
Oh, really?
yeah, yep, just
You can
Full
adjust
on.
the height of the stand if you would like.
Well, yeah,
so.
I'm very tall.
So you can like take this thing and like twist it.
do twist. We're all going to twist things now.
Oh,
There you go.
And then it
It's
goes up and
adjustable.
down.
And now,
Yeah,
Okay.
better.
now
That's
everybody
great
gets to
luxury,
hear us like
yeah.
touch mic cords and shit like that.
I'm not
Sorry
going
about
to
that.
adjust
That was
mine
my
because
fault.
I was screwing with things. but
I'm
I don't
obviously
need
a
to.
rookie here. Sorry.
No, it's all right.
It's already at the perfect height for me to just like
We've been doing this for 11
lay
months.
on
We
it.
haven't
I can just-
figured it out yet.
Also, I feel like we need
I like
to
to lay on my
acknowledge
mic.
that the bartender at Devil Wind was a joy.
Oh, she was delightful.
Amazing.
Yep. That's Xenia, Ohio. Brandy is gurgling. I know you're going to be able to hear that.
So here's the thing. I gurgle. I don't burp. I do not have the ability to burp on my own. It's just not a thing that I ever learned how to do.
You
I
need
don't
us
know
to
how to
pat
do.
you on the back and
Well,
hold
that's
your
the thing.
hands up
Like,
in the air.
it's literally like you could burp me. I probably would burp like a baby, but it's really bad. And I recently found out this happens to other people. I did not know. So if you're one of those people
First of
out
all,
there,
one other person.
I commiserate.
Just one other
Oh no, because she also found another person after that.
Oh.
Yeah, and told me about it.
You guys should
Why are you
start a
guys
club.
going out looking for non-burpers?
We're gonna start a club. Yeah, no,
burper club.
we're non-burpers. But here's the problem. So what happens is like I don't have the ability to burp. Every once in a while, one will come out without my knowledge, and it just like blurts out, and it's like, oh well, hopefully you're in the right situation where it's okay that happened.
Yeah, it's always the right situation.
But
for that to
on
happen.
the well, and on the other thing, it's like my throat just gurgles. But the problem is like if you work in an environment where you're in a cubicle farm and it is a very quiet atmosphere, and like you ate, let's say a half hour ago, and all of a sudden the gurgles start happening in your throat, it sounds very loud in your head, and you never know if other people can hear it because in your brain it sounds like your digestive system is gurgling, and it makes it sound like to everybody else in your brain that you have like massive diarrhea or something, and you're about to like throw up or like
Well, for
anything
context
else.
for everyone else,
Yeah.
it's the when you're eating candy in a movie theater
Yeah.
scenario
The whole-
where you're chewing and it's this quiet part of the movie, and
But
all of a
also
sudden
the
you're
You
like,
can hear
like,
it in your
opening
brain.
everyone can
Yeah,
hear this.
yeah, that when
and
you
you
just
feel like you're the loudest person in the entire
right
world. Yeah.
So that's the thing. So it's always hard to judge whether everybody can hear your gurgles or if it's just you that hears your gurgles.
Never heard your gurgle.
Well,
We've
see,
spent a lot
I
of
can
time
hear it
together.
through the mic.
I'm always self-conscious about the gurgle.
Well, now I'm gonna probably hear it always.
I mean, yeah, it's always a thing.
You could just
Oh,
do
she
that.
can burp.
Yeah, that would be lovely if
that
I
was
could do
Mindy,
that.
by
I
the way.
can't. That was just rude because I feel like you're just showing off now.
Yeah, just feels so much better that way. I love a burp. But
Also,
yeah.
I think we need to address that Brandy and I found Drury Lane today.
Oh, we did.
The
In our
gingerbread
travels.
man lives there.
like what? Drury Lane?
Drury Lane?
Yeah, like where the Muffin Man lives.
Oh.
I said gingerbread man. Yeah, Muffin Man.
That's where the Muffin Man lives.
Yeah.
He lives in
Also,
Drury Lane.
my head was like going to a hotel chain. Like,
Oh no.
Oh, no,
we
not
were
Drury Inn.
very excited.
Drury
about
Lane.
this.
Yeah, we did find Drury Lane on our travels today.
nice. Where was that?
It was in.
Troy, beautiful Troy, Ohio.
Oh yeah, it was in Troy.
yeah. So you went to Devilwind, and then you went to
Yellow Springs.
Yellow Springs.
Yellow
Oh, the
Springs.
new Yellow Springs.
The new
not,
Yellow
not
Springs.
the original.
They have a
brew
barrel
house.
room now.
Room.
Really?
Oh, it's super cute. They have a little shipment container things in there.
It was amazing. The girls there were great. We took an Olin Mills photo. on
Yeah.
there.
Nice.
On some hay. I still have hay stuck in my sweater. Yep.
As long as it's not stuck in your
It's
leggings.
very
like,
cute.
poking
You'll
in
see
the
it later.
ass.
I'm going to put it
Yeah.
on a Christmas card. I think it's
It's delightful. And then we went to Mother Stewart's in Springfield,
always
Yeah.
lovely.
which is delightful. They had a couple like fire pits outside, which they needed because when you went inside, it was just as cold as it was outside.
Nice.
Those poor girls. They had
Oh,
these
they
like,
had
huge
giant puffy
jackets on.
jackets
I mean, it was freezing
The
in there.
bartenders, I felt so bad.
Oh, yeah. They were very sweet.
They were very lovely though, and the beer was good. So you know,
No, I don't want to.
But it was chilly inside.
Yeah. No. So
I feel
then-
like if we'd have gone outside and sat by the fire, though, it probably would have been pretty toasty.
Better.
Yeah.
Then we went to
Moeller Brew Barn up in
let's
Troy.
just breeze right past that.
Yeah, we're gonna breeze past that one, and then we went to
No, I'm
Marla's
not
Hair.
afraid to give them a bad rating. Like they apparently have shit service, except
couldn't
for
get-
one
I
guy
couldn't
who
give
did
them
the
a
bare
worse-
minimum.
Yeah,
I couldn't give them worse rating. In 2020,
Yeah,
Brandon and I actually thought it was 2019, but it was just last year.
yeah, it was last year when we were finishing
Brandon
our
and
passports.
I went there with a couple of friends and had one of the most uniquely horrific experiences I've ever had in my life.
I just want to like this was the epitome of like the entire thing for me. Like this one moment in time basically sums up our entire experience there. When we got there, we had ordered just a soft pretzel or something that we were going to split. And I don't know, about half hour, 30, 40 minutes into our experience there, we still hadn't got our pretzel. And we asked the girl that we ordered it from and said, hey, is our pretzel going to come out anytime soon? And she goes, well, did anybody put it in the computer?
How the fuck would you know?
And that is exactly what my thought was.
Well, my thought was, well, I ordered it from you.
Like, we
I
ordered it
assume
from her.
You would have put it
Yeah.
into the computer.
And
Like,
I'm
that's
like-
the next step.
your immediate response as a server is to ask the customer if anybody put it in the computer. I'm sorry. Was I supposed to like
Yeah, I'm like,
was
well,
I supposed to
my
watch
last
you and make
shift
sure you
ended
did
at
your
7.
job? Like I don't yeah.
Then they were like reaching their hands into chip bags. This
Oh,
is
yeah.
in the time of COVID, by the way.
She came over after we didn't get our pretzel and was like, well, would you like some chips? And we were like, yeah, okay. And she brought a boat and then she just reaches her hand into a chip bag and pulls out a handful of chips and puts them in the
By the way, while she's doing this, another bartender
Okay, that's
swings
also
by and
not
reaches
okay
her hand
anytime.
in and grabs a chip out of the bag and eats it in front of us while she's shoveling our other chips.
No.
Oh yeah. It was
That's not even okay. Not in the time of COVID.
No,
Right.
That's
exactly.
like
No,
no.
it was
That's
just
what,
not.
yeah, that's what the bartender.
Why not just hold the bag and be like,
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
And then we were mildly to moderately sexually harassed while we were eating our chips by the male bartender, which was great.
Yeah.
And then we went back today with high hopes that it would be better and had to be, and it was not better.
No.
It was
And
just as bad.
I will say,
Which one of you has a weather notice going
sorry.
on?
It's Brandy. I
That would be
couldn't
me.
care less.
I had to turn the alerts
Weather's
back
the
on
weather.
so that the alarm would go off when we had the time and the things.
I'll keep an eye on the thing.
Okay, I'm gonna hear.
From
I'll
Muller,
silence
we went to Hairless Hair, the star of the day.
it. Oh, Hairless Hair has excellent beers. Their
Where's
food's
Hairless
excellent.
Hair?
It's in
Vandalia.
Vandalia.
Okay.
Worth the drive.
Yeah, right next to the
100%.
airport.
Yep.
Nice. Vandalia, Ohio.
It's right on 40.
Service is amazing. Food's amazing.
Just in case you guys don't know, that little boy that got filmed putting candy back in a bowl because no other candy was in there and he didn't want other little kids to see the empty bowl while he was trick-or-treating. That little kid's from Vandalia. That's where that happened.
Oh,
Well, that makes sense because we discovered today Vandalians are
Delightful.
lovely people.
they are.
Nice.
When we were walking out from the bar, I was overhearing, I was eavesdropping on the conversation that was happening behind us as we were walking away. And literally there was a couple outside that were on the patio that were, they smoke. I don't judge. It's fine. But they were trying to rearrange themselves on the patio.
Brandy's got the
A little bit. So she was rearranging her and him on the patio because she was like, no, if we stand over there when they open the door, the smoke will go in. So we need to go stand on the other side of the patio. So that way when they open the door, it stays outside. And I was like, that was just
It was
super
a real.
considerate.
We came in there so pissed from Muller
Yeah.
that it was like walking into a rainbow.
Yeah, it was. It was like, hello, everybody.
It was
You're
amazing.
fabulous. Yeah.
Then we went to Carolyn.
Caroline Brewing, always solid.
Always solid.
Nice.
Then we picked up Mindy.
And then from there, we went to another 4 breweries.
Oh my God. Yeah. I am not an
Murder
endurance
House.
drinker. Oh yeah. So we went to, where the fuck did we go?
New Ale. We went to Middletown.
We went to,
that was not next, though.
we went to Bach Family.
We went to
Oh,
Bach
Bach.
Family.
Bach Family
Great.
Brewing.
Which
Loved
is
it.
great, yeah.
Bartenders were amazing.
I enjoy them. She let me talk to her drunk about our business and her business. And then
Cinnamon sugar rum. That's
she
what I
remembered
learned
who the
there.
hell I was, which was nice because she obviously wasn't drunk when we talked.
I will say, if anybody ever
may have
offers
been.
you a cinnamon sugar or any kind of sugar rim on your
take
beer, take it.
Take it.
Yeah.
Take it.
They meant for it to be that way.
Yeah.
Which became aggressive at the next stop we went
Yeah,
to because the
'cause we
bartender
went
was
to
like, would
Crooked
you like a
Handle.
cinnamon and sugar? And I was like, yes.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah. Yes, we do. We want all the cinnamons and the sugars on all of the things. And so we went to Crooked Handle, which they have excellent beers as well. And you got I think it was a Christmas ale with some cinnamon sugar rim.
I did. It was delightful.
It was delicious.
Your beer, though, was really special.
It was really good, but it was very heavy for me because at this point in the day, you drank a lot. It was a peanut butter
Yeah.
porter.
I got a marshmallow stout. It didn't taste like marshmallows, but it wasn't bad.
Oh, maybe I would have marshmallows aren't
And
for
it
me,
didn't taste
but
like marshmallows. It just
I
was
should have tried
a
yours.
dark beer.
Also, Mindy disappeared and reappeared at Crooked Handle,
Yeah,
which was
that's true.
impressive.
I'm just going to belch a lot. Brenda gave me Pepto-Bismol in a pill form, and I feel like it's...
I bought a cute little
Settling
travel
down.
pack thing for pills, and it's the greatest
It's
thing I've ever
amazing.
purchased.
I'm
It
very jealous.
unfolds, has a third thing that comes out, and it's got little slots for all your pills and stuff. And I feel like this is a sign of getting older. I got real
Brandy has
excited
so
about
many
a pill
pills.
holder.
Brandy's a real
mean,
fan. But then we went to Middletown,
Yeah.
and this is where the story gets thick.
Yeah. So there were
yeah.
instructions. Don't follow directions for me, by the way, because I misinterpreted a "do not turn right" sign for a "do not enter" sign.
I don't want to say Mindy almost killed us. That would be dramatic. Mindy almost killed us.
I mean, there wasn't another car coming, but we did have there was some brakes.
There was some embarrassment. In
There
front
was
of the
some
truck.
solid brakes happening in the middle of a green light.
For the record, if you're in the car with me and you say you can't go straight here, I will immediately believe you because I trust my friends. And I slammed on my brakes and I was like, I believe you, Mindy.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait, why? There's a bright green arrow pointing straight.
Look,
I'm pretty sure this
Okay,
is wrong.
so let's. Yeah, you were absolutely correct. I was like, I don't think you can go straight. It was a "do not turn right" sign,
Yeah.
4 to 7 p.m.
Yeah. I mean,
straight and righter. Close.
It's
It
dark
was
out.
a giant prohibit sign, and that's all I paid attention
when you have
to.
prohibited signs that are very large and things, it's hard to determine stuff.
Pay attention to those.
And
but
I think it's a good reflection of Mindy and how much I respect her that I instantly, no questions, just slammed on my brakes in the middle of an intersection. Like, well, I'm not
instead of
going.
being like,
then.
what,
Yeah.
what, where?
Yeah.
No. So the instructions got a little skewed from my point, but then y'all rolled up on the place.
Oh,
It was supposed to be a brewery.
Well, it is a brewery, I think.
Hold on. Check. Oh, there we are. Okay.
All right. So we roll up on what was supposed to be a brewery that apparently is a brewery.
It is.
Given later
Well,
confirmation.
allegedly.
I mean, it
Somebody
looks
else
like a
confirmed
house
it.
that
It is-
has
it is a
giant
house.
a giant sign in the front yard.
That says free candy.
One-sided. I mean, it's a one-way street. That makes sense.
Well, and when I say sign, I mean like it's got
Hand-drawn.
3 2x4s that are hammered into the ground with a piece of plywood that is painted, nailed into those 3 2x4s. and has a name of a business on it.
Yeah, I don't know if you listeners have ever seen murder shows, but this
Definitely looks like a murder house. And then if you go in the back of the house, it looks like there is a party tent in the back. But there's no way to access the place from the back.
But there's a giant dumpster in the back.
There is a giant dumpster in the back. So it seems very much so like if you go in the front, there is no way to get out other than the front,
That's right.
which is a little worrisome.
right. Absolutely. Sorry. I was texting my husband to tell him when we'd be done because 100% I'm not going out after this because we did all of our going out afterwards, drinking beforehand.
You're fine. Yeah.
The important thing is that this brewery's hours on a Saturday were noon
11
to 4.
which if anyone is planning on opening a brewery,
That's stupid.
those are poor hours.
Well, not only...
That's not even like game time hours during the fall.
Well, my thing
Maybe
is...
they
11 to
don't
4,
have
you're only
TVs.
appealing to degenerative degenerative alcoholics. I mean, there's no
Right?
we have to wrap up by 4.
Yeah. Well, and not only that, but like their hours are only Friday nights and Saturdays during the day. So if you're only open 2 days a week, and then on Saturdays you're
count.
only open 6 hours.
Feels like a hobby brewery, which is
Yeah.
fine. But don't put it in the book. It's exhausting.
I mean, that's the thing. If you're
And also, I'm super pissed because we did so much work today, and that is the one remaining stamp in
And
my
that's the
book.
thing.
And you
I
said they screwed
couldn't-
you last year too?
well, no, last time we went down, so
No, a couple weeks ago, or a couple months ago.
couple
from
months
today.
ago, we went down to a concert in Cincinnati, and so we were like, oh, we'll hit up the Middletown breweries on the way down there. So we got one of them, and then the other 2 were closed because it was a Tuesday.
Oh, so you just looked them up. You never drove by. You were just like,
We didn't drive by.
Well,
So
we had
closed.
been to Rolling Mill already before.
And one of them, Rolling Mill, we'd already been to. And so this time we looked them up, and this is my fault. When I looked them up this time, I looked up when they opened. I did not look at when they closed because I just assumed on a Saturday that closing time is later in the evening and opening time is usually a fluctuation between 11 a.m. to like 2 p.m. on a Saturday. So like,
Although, can I say, Brandy
Yeah.
made a full science out of this. She was like,
I mean-
here's our mapping.
Yeah, I
Here's
had a
how
whole
long
circle
we
shit.
have of drive time. Here's
There's
how long
no
we
way
have
in
of drink
hell
time.
I would
was
have.
like, okay.
I'm so glad you guys picked me up halfway through because there's no way in hell I would have made it this
Well, I
far.
want to be clear. We weren't drinking full beers. We were drinking
No.
tasters
Yeah,
at every place. Like,
we were.
honestly, we were never drunk at any point during
No,
the
because
day.
we also had like half-hour drives between a lot of these
Yeah.
breweries. So, because a lot of them that we started out with were more of the like outland ones,
Yeah.
not outland. I don't know.
Outlying.
Outlying. Thank you. The outlying breweries that are like way out in the country and stuff. So it was like we started with those. So it's like, all right, so you go to one, have a taster, and then you've got like a half-hour, 40-minute drive to the next one, and then you have a taster, and then you'd have a half-hour drive to the next
Like,
one.
honestly, in the entire day, we probably had the equivalent of 3 beers.
Yeah,
honestly.
that's true.
Until the end.
Until the end.
Well, until we got back home.
Back home, and
then
then
we really dug in.
Yeah, well, because then we had, a couple closer together.
So we're going to go to the wine shop. We
Yeah.
stopped by there. There's entirely too many fucking people to comfortably drink.
Oh my god, it was packed. It
Congrats.
was so packed.
Yeah, yay
Congrats
for them.
to James
Yeah.
on Maine.
Yeah, so if you guys, sorry, I have the worst ADHD about, I have chapped lips, and right now
You're
have,
fine.
I can
I'm
see
like,
it. It looks painful.
Yeah.
I just keep trying to,
Do you need chapstick? I have chapstick.
Oh, yeah, I have so many.
I'm not using your chapstick
I haven't-
typhoid, Mary.
I have not used it today. or for the past like 3 days?
I'm healthy until 3 days from now if you want to use one of mine.
I'm just going to chew on my
I've been
lips for right
sharing
now.
beers with
Yeah.
Brian, who is not healthy.
I would have my wonderful vanilla Eos, except my dog ate it.
I'm not like
Because
horribly
apparently Eos
unhealthy.
tastes good.
I just have
What's
some
that?
sinus issues.
Eos.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My dog ate it. Thank God it's non-toxic. That's all I say. Every time they eat something, I'm like, it's non-toxic.
You know, there's a lot of things that you'd think would be like my nightmare dog, who I love very much, once ate an entire DVD remote, including the batteries, and is still alive. Shockingly.
I mean, that's impressive.
Did it shit the batteries?
It was a very expensive vet visit. We'll just leave it at that. Oh my God, Mindy, that was like bold.
It's not even the best. I'm just trying to like get one out in between the liquid.
So we have a bold burper, someone who can't burp, and then me, who's like I'm very quiet.
You're just
about,
like a psst. Burp.
Well, I'm just like like in private. I'm like a waspy burper, where like I have to run out of the room and burp, and then I'll come back.
No, I just like it. I like the feel of a good burp. Your partner's like, it pairs well with a good fart, and I'm like, not doing it. Camping with him was an experience, so I learned more about him than I needed to know. Bless your heart.
I mean, I passed
adore
out,
him.
so I didn't.
No, I adore him, but we're sitting by the fire, and he was like, sorry, that one was stinky. And I'm like, what the fuck? Let me move to the other side.
I mean, just imagine laying in bed. Although I can't talk. I mean, let's be honest. Once you like get in a relationship with people, all that stuff becomes like things that you can do around each other. And that is one thing I'm very thankful for in our relationship. We've reached the point where, like, as a human being, there are things that
You
your
don't have
body
to
does.
hold it in anymore.
Yeah. There are things your body does that you just can't control sometimes, and you
just
don't
can't.
want to have to control. And so it's like, you know, it's very nice when you get to that point where you're like, you know what? I just have to fucking fart.
That point's
You
like
just
day
can't do
one
it
for
on the
me.
leather couch.
Yeah, no, and that's, you know what? That's fine.
Can we acknowledge the universe, by the way, that my good friend Rachel just magically appeared this evening when she does not live in this city?
Out of
I feel
nowhere?
Like that's so important. Yeah,
Oh,
I loved
nice.
it.
Oh, nice.
It's such a nice
so
little
nice.
hometown area.
Yeah.
God, I'm so tired. I cannot. So
Okay.
we got back here, went to a local place, Bennett's. You had a lovely
I had some mashed potatoes.
mashed potatoes, but you had, what the fuck is it that you drink?
Fireball.
Fireball.
Sorry. It's my cheap go-to. I love Fireball. I can't help it.
And then Laura and I had Screwball, which
did.
I regretted.
I instantly regretted it the second it was set down in front of me.
peanut butter soup.
Also, I purchased our drink or our seat at the bar. It ended up being a little.
I know she was like, do you guys mind if you move down? You knew the people.
I did.
Although the gentleman, I'm not sure he was all that thrilled with talking to us or
wasn't.
having us talk near him. He was just like,
Well, you know what? If you're going to sit at the bar, you're going to have people next to you. So
That's
you
right.
need to suck it up.
However, his or I don't know what their relationship is,
Partner.
but she's amazing and always has been. So
he's annoyed.
I did buy them vodka cranberries, which is shocking to me that anyone is still drinking that. But
That's nice, though. I think the last time I had those was when I was at OhioCon, and somebody gave me a baby. Episode 1 or 2 or 3. Go listen to all of them.
sure,
So yeah, that was nice. Screwball was regrettable.
ambitious.
It was, it got you where you wanted to be, but it was like syrup.
I followed it with wine, which was a mistake, only lesser than your mistake.
There you go. Of 2 Bloody Marys, which I stand behind ordering them and drinking them. What I don't stand behind is being almost 50 and the heartburn that came after.
I mean, that's
having
that's
had
rough.
nachos with jalapenos on them to go
A
with this.
nighttime drinker of Bloody Marys.
See, this
It's
is why I
such a
went for mashed
rarity.
potatoes. And I get them without gravy, and I put sour cream on them, so they're even extra milky. So, like, everything just seems a
Do you
lot
know what kind of snot fest it would have been had I had sour cream with mashed potatoes? It's bad enough that I had sour cream with my nachos.
Oh.
And just why I'm sitting here sniffing. No,
Do you need an allergy pill? I also have allergy pills.
no, it doesn't help anything.
Oh, we did leave out the part in the car where you were chugging cough syrup. Brandy's a little under the weather.
I mean,
and that was maybe my favorite part of the
I have
day.
a bit of a sinus thing. It's not COVID.
Oh no, it's not. It's not.
All of us are so fucking vaccinated we can't
We're
see straight.
so vaccinated.
So many shots. We've gotten so many shots. So my entire family has gone through a cycle of having colds and everything. I will say my sister and her husband got it the worst. Actually, my sister and her son got it the worst, and then they passed it on to the husband and the other son, who got it a little bit, and then my mom got it, and then my boyfriend got it, and then he's had it for about a week, and I was almost like, oh, I almost made it through, right? And then last night I came home and I went to lay down in bed and I was like, fuck. No, I feel it. So at about 1:30 in the morning.
1:30 o'clock.
1:30 o'clock.
Hell
1:30
yeah.
o'clock. I have a humidifier next to me, just sitting there, just waiting to be used, because that's how I live my life. So I filled that up and got that going. Put some like peppermint oil shit, because I ran out of eucalyptus. For all you people who are like, no, you need eucalyptus, not peppermint. Well, I ran out of that shit, so I used peppermint.
I'm sure there were so many people saying.
You do what you do.
I mean, and then
I have young living friends.
I mean, yeah,
Oh, okay.
I was a part of that for a while.
Apologize,
And then I took a Sudafed, but as we have discussed in the past, I am also having a diet program that I'm on some diet pills. And so this morning when I woke up, I immediately Googled and was like, oh shit, I didn't even look to see if I should take Sudafed.
Laura, do you want to share with her what you said?
I would love to share that. She
Yeah.
told me that she had taken Sudafed with Atipex, and I was like, oh, okay, so you're mixing meth in your organs. It's a real shortcut you just found. And then, literally, I cannot describe this accurately enough. We're driving down the road. She's on Atipex, Sudafed, God knows what else. I mean, legal things, people.
Oh yeah, I'm on prescriptions.
And then we have been at breweries, and we're driving down the road, and she gets out this bottle of cough syrup, and she's like, oh, I don't have a way to measure this. And I look over, and Bran is just chugging this cough syrup.
First of all, I did this after the Sudafed wore off, because at 1:30 the Sudafed was done in my system, because I took 12 hours. So I knew at 1:30 I was done with it. And I also, this morning, before I bought the cough medicine, I went in because I read the thing about the Sudafed online. I was like, oh crap, I need to go ask about this. So I went into the pharmacy and I picked something out off the shelf that I thought would be helpful. Yeah. And I took it up to the pharmacy and I was like, hi. And he was like, are you here for a vaccine? I was like, no, I need to ask about drug interactions. And he was like, I'll be over in a minute. And I was like, oh, okay, this is a simple
Yeah, they're
I
so
never get
fucking
that.
tired.
Yeah. He was like, yeah, okay, I'll be there in a second. He's throwing medicine at people, and he comes around the corner and I put it on the table and I was like, I'm on Atipex. Can I take this? And he looks at it and he's reading all the ingredients. He goes, okay, yes. Okay, so you might be worried about this a little bit. He was like, but basically it's just going to make you groggy. And I was like, great, I'm not driving.
Yeah, I don't have a
Super
horse
bingo.
in the race. It was
Fantastic.
great, but the
Yeah.
visual of Bran just hitting
down in
cough
some cough syrup.
was
Yeah,
really-
I also had some throat drops and stuff. I'm not super sick. It's just one of those things where how your
It's a
sinuses
cold
get.
that she's aggressively attacking.
Well, yeah, because I am notorious for having horrible sinus infections. And so the first even sign of the fact that my sinuses start to get congested or anything else, I'm like, I need all of the things to throw at it.
Oh, yeah.
And normally I would just take Sudafed nonstop for a good 4 days and knock that crap out. But since I can't do that because apparently it's going to cause me to have a heart attack,
Well,
I mean,
I'm
it's going to
chances
cause
are
you to have a
probably not,
lucrative
but it should
business
not.
deal in your
Yeah.
intestines.
So I'm just trying to knock it out a little bit as best as I can. And I will say I've been at the time we're recording here, I haven't had Sudafed in my system for a good
so you think.
8 hours or so.
You know what? This
You
sounds
don't know what the
"Hi, my
half-life of
name's
Sudafed is.
That's
What do you-
true. But I'm also only on a half dose of the Atipex too. So
That sounded very much like, hi, my name's Brandy.
Yeah.
I've been off of Sudafed for 12 hours.
I've been off of it I was only on it for 24 hours.
What, a chip?
right?
Here's
But
half a chip.
I feel pretty good. I've
Hi,
got
Brandy.
some saline nose spray that's all natural stuff, so it doesn't interact with anything. So I'm tonight I'm just gonna put my little humidifier on again and just sleep my ass off and not do anything tomorrow.
Sleep.
Yeah,
I want to sleep.
It's just gonna sleep. That's all I'm gonna do.
So now we're back here at the home bar having some beers.
Yeah.
the beer that I overserve myself with doesn't exist here anymore, and that's sad. Probably not for me so much as it is for everybody else who listens.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing like me on 8.9%.
That's true.
I
got coffee beer because I was like, oh, I need to be perked up. So
I don't think that works
I got
out.
a Queen's tea. I really dug in.
yeah.
So explain to them what a Queen's tea is.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Queen's tea is mead with, well, typically it's with something else, but today it's with apple.
Yeah, it's mead and apple cider. Yeah.
And it's delicious.
I like
a little
it.
high
Except
octane.
it's like very sweet.
It is, but it's weird because I don't really like super sweet stuff, but this one's pretty good. This is strawberry and apple cider.
That's
Strawberry mead.
nifty.
They have strawberry mead?
Yeah, that's new.
Yeah.
I'm not you.
It came out like a week ago.
There's no you in this.
Oh, okay. Well,
It came out anniversary day.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
It's really good. Do you
Nobody
want to try
told me.
you were busy. It was in the newsletter.
Dude, I should
too
not have
busy
to
to
read
read.
the newsletter.
Too busy to read. What does it say at the top?
TLDR.
TLDR. Too
Too long, didn't read.
Didn't read.
Oh, there
Yeah.
you go. I just got the
topics,
message.
yeah.
Yep, I'll head up there when it's about time. I wanted to tell you this because it's coming back into like shit's picking up. We're already getting back into concerts happening.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff like that. We went to listen to my little cousin play music at Bach Brewing a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
They were really good. They're adorable. It's like watching children play guitar. I mean, they're not children. They're like 22, 23, 24.
They're children.
They're children. So I'm like 30 years older than they are. So they're 20 years old, 25 years older than they are. I'm old enough to be their mother. So they're adorable, but I am finding as I get older, it's very loud.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be that person who's like, it's so loud in here.
But it is.
It is. So
I feel that too.
I was watching this thing on TikTok because, you know, I love TikTok. I'm addicted to TikTok. I like it more than TV. I just want to sit there. And when you have ADHD, it is everything you need in life. Dopamine hits one after the other. So I'm sitting there flipping through and they're doing ear molds. And I assumed that they were molds for hearing aids. So it's where they place a little like foam pad against the eardrum and then they fill your ear up with the same goo that they put in the shit for your tray to do your teeth impressions.
Is it for old people so they don't have
No.
ear bars?
So it's they fill your ear up and they sell them a lot for festivals for people to use in festivals. So they can take the sound down to 25 decibels, 15 decibels, 9 decibels, but you can still hear all of the music
That's
clearly.
really low. Concerts, what, 120?
Yeah. So, I mean, like you can hear it clearly and then you can choose, do you want bass level? Do you want vocal level? Like, where do you want the
Wow.
range to be?
Very cool.
That's super customizable.
And I was like, that would be fucking awesome because even if you don't mind it being so loud, how many times have you been at a concert where you're like, I have no idea what the fuck he's saying?
Yeah,
Or she's
sure.
saying because
Yeah.
it's just like
All you hear is the
nothing but
bass or
guitar
whatever.
and drum.
Yeah.
And then blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I have no idea what you said. I mean,
Yeah.
I know the song, so I know the
Right.
words.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice if I could hear you say the words
Yeah.
other than me just hearing your mouth move. And imagine going to see the Foo Fighters and all you hear is da 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 da. Like, no, I'm looking for you to save me. Say it.
yeah.
Say it. Yeah. So I saw these things and they're actually not that expensive. They're like $125, $145. And you just go to an audiologist and they make a mold. And then you send these molds into this company and they send you back fucking earplugs.
Interesting.
They fit in your ear and they're not even like obnoxious. They're just fit in your ear like in-ear monitors. Like what? Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to start doing that like in an at-home thing because like they started making the braces thing at home.
I
instead of
can't
having to go
imagine
in.
sticking a piece of foam inside your ear and not fucking it up.
They do it all the time in TV. So when I worked in TV, as far as like the little IFB things that the anchors wear and stuff in
Yeah.
the ear, they basically send you a little kit and they're like, all right, squish this shit in your ear.
Really?
Make a mold. Yeah. And then they send it into the company and the company like makes a little like hard copy of it.
Trust your everyday moron to do it.
You can't, because most of the time when they get it back, they're like, well, this doesn't fit right. And it's like, well, did you do the fucking mold right?
Fucking anything.
I mean, you know.
It's fine.
So it's like,
I'm an everyday moron. I wouldn't trust myself to do it.
you gotta do it properly. But I feel like there's gotta be companies out there that are gonna see this and then like emulate it and be like, oh no, you don't have to go see an audiologist. You can just like do this shit at home. We'll send you the kit, you do it, send it in, and we'll make you some, and off
Lovely.
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it'll be cheaper than what it is now.
That'd be nice, because I don't want to pay for an audiologist, but I do want these things because it would be nice. Like,
Give it a year,
the
you'll have like
the
3
husband
companies
has,
that do it.
An ex-roommate that's in like a metal band, like a screamo metal band, and I'm
yeah.
like,
You
I
need
don't
those.
want to.
Yeah, you
No.
need those.
He's
can't do
playing at Blind Bob's.
No.
There's also 19 other bands just like this playing there that
the
night.
band?
I don't want to close the hatch.
Okay.
I don't want to. I don't want to close the hatch. I don't want to open the hatch. I don't want anything
Blind
to do with
Bob's
the hatch.
has excellent hula hoops. And if you don't know what a hula hoop is,
God, they're heavenly.
Is it a drink? Because I know what a hula
No,
hoop
it's
is.
No.
food. Do yourself
It's
a favor. Don't even ruin it.
Yeah,
if you're
just-
local to Dayton, then
if you like
go
sweet
to Blind
stuff,
Bob's and order
dessert,
hula hoops.
it's like an appetizer, but also a dessert all at the same time. It's deep fried and there's frosting involved. That's all
I
I'm
live
saying.
down there and I go
Yeah.
there
Hula hoops are
often
great.
just to get those.
I will say the last time I went in there and ordered a drink, though, they're a little hipsterish.
Yeah.
You're in the Oregon district.
Yeah,
but I
Also,
went in
the
there.
audacity of Brandy right now to say that. I
know.
wish you could see what she's wearing.
I went in there one day and
true.
So
But also, I know how to make a fucking gimlet, and it's not from the 1940s. There you go.
All right.
I came of age in the Oregon district. We talked about this a long time ago when it was like elbows to assholes. It was packed. The Oregon
I
district
danced on
was packed.
tables at Banana Joe's back in the day.
So that's not necessarily the Oregon district, but it is Oregon
not the
district
Oregon district.
adjacent. No, it's on
downtown.
3rd
It's not the
Street.
Oregon.
It's downtown. So, like
Brady's trying to
Sloopy's.
I
negotiate.
count the
No.
entire thing as just
No, Sloopy's, Newcomb's, all that
Oregon
shit.
district
That was my
is-
jam.
Oregon Express to Dublin Pub. The end.
Yep. So my one of the barbacks. So I also used to work at Sloopy's, and one of our barbacks was Jimbo. And so I walk into Blind Bob's. I haven't seen him in 20 years.
Yeah.
And Jimbo is he works either as a bartender or barback at
Barback.
Jimbo's at Blind Bob's. And I'm like, holy shit. And he's like, you don't look any different. And I was like, fucking liar. You don't look any different.
Yeah.
I look like I ate me. But yay. It's so nice that you noticed me. I think he's the only person I've seen from Sloopy's in 30 years.
no.
I know where some of them are. I just
Yeah.
don't want to go find them.
They're in jail.
No.
I'm
Chon-
shocked that you worked at
I think
Sloopy's.
Chon runs JD Legends in Franklin.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I don't know what the hell ever happened to Sean. There were a couple of female bartenders that I really liked. I didn't give a shit about any cocktail waitress I ever worked with because they all fucking sucked.
Well,
And I don't mind saying that. And then bouncers came and went. I saw one of the bouncers at the orthopedic office one day, and I just pretended like I did not know him.
do you know who has consistency? Which this is hilarious. As someone who lives downtown, I will never go into Newcomb's. You can sue me if you need to. I don't feel safe there. It's an insane place.
I didn't
They
mind
have
it.
had the same bouncers since I was 18 years old. I recognize
So-
them. They're still there. They're so loyal.
what broke my heart about Newcomb's is I used to go there when I was very young, and there was a DJ that I used to go up and be like, will you play the percolator? And he was
Sure.
like, bitch, go buy me a shot, because I'm not doing this for free, because he hated the song.
Yeah.
And so we would be there every Friday and Saturday, like, it's time for the percolator. It's time for, it was 2 fucking white girls in the middle of the dance floor.
Sure.
It's time for the percolator. So,
Did you know the dance? Were you doing the
no,
dance?
we were just standing in the middle of the floor, like, bump, 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 bump.
Once again, as Mindy usually does, she likes to talk with her hands.
Yeah,
so
she's
she's dancing in her seat.
She is dancing.
So the DJ's name was Reggie, and
Yeah.
Reggie is 400 pounds of fun if he's a pound. I mean, he was a giant man. He was probably close to 6'8", 6'7", giant black man.
No.
Pretty sure Reggie still lives at
No,
Newcomb's.
Reggie's dead.
Is he dead?
Reggie died 2 years ago.
Oh, well, that would actually track because I haven't
Yeah.
Been around Newcomb's for
So, well, he didn't work there for a long time. And then I just quit I quit getting notifications from him on Facebook.
Yeah.
And he was one of my favorite people. We were at Newcomb's one night on the patio. A friend of mine, El Conquistador, and I were out on the patio at Newcomb's. We'll explain later. And, he and I were out on the patio. There were a bunch of kids from UD there. Nothing Reggie hated more than kids from UD. Because
that's unfortunate.
I mean, by this point, we're all in our mid to late 30s.
Sure.
He's,
of course.
Reggie's a few years older than I am. So we're all sitting out there. And at this time, Newcomb's had stone tables outside.
Yep.
And these kids are trying to drag 3 stone tables together so they can play flip cup.
Tenacity.
And Reggie goes, leave the fucking tables where they are. And he was leaning on a bar stool, not like sitting on the bar stool, just like he had bad knees and shit like that. Okay. So he's just leaning back on the bar stool.
Yeah.
And this kid was like, we want to play flip cup. And he goes, I don't give a fuck what you're doing and what you want to do. Leave the tables where they're at.
Sure.
And the kids still were trying to drag them over. And I mean, they're huge fucking tables.
Oh, yeah.
And Reggie was like, I told you. The kid comes over to start to negotiate with him.
No.
First of all, I'm sorry to interrupt, but in what fucking universe can you set up and play flip cup at a bar? I've never seen that in my
Right.
life.
So,
I mean, I have, but also they already have that set up for you if that's a
Right.
thing that you can do at the bar.
Right. If it's like a bar that you can do that, but
Yeah.
you don't just like randomly set
do
up
that
your
at
own
a bar.
So he comes up to Reggie to try and negotiate it. And, we're all having a good conversation with Reggie. The 3 of us are having a great conversation together. And I think he thought that Reggie was only the height that Reggie was because Reggie was sitting on a bar stool.
Okay.
And so Reggie just stood up and he was 6'8", something like that. He was ginormous. When I would hug Reggie, I'm 5'8", and I would hug him around the waist. Just half-assed hug, arms only partially around him.
Yeah.
And I loved Reggie. He used to work at Z93 back in the day when it was, and I adored him. But it was so funny because this kid, maybe 5'10", and was like, so man, what you don't understand. And Reggie was taller once he stood up off the bar stool.
Right.
And the guy was like, we'll just put the tables back where they belong. Reggie's like, yeah,
just
I
gonna
think you
leave
guys should
those.
finish your beers and just leave
Yeah.
too. Maybe you
Passed
should
away,
just go down to Timothy's.
Yeah.
And the kids were like, yep. Yeah.
And we're done.
TikTok has taught me a lot of things, like how to clean my oven in ways that I was wholly unaware of.
Oh, it taught me how to strip my laundry.
Yep.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
needed
Oh,
that.
how to put 19 t-shirts on hangers at one time. That was an incredible
I gotta
one.
read that one. I know.
here's the
I
thing.
now fold my pants
Very
differently and my
TikTok-
t-shirts differently.
TikTok is useful.
It is useful for a lot of things, but also I find it's very also insulting because they have hacks on there.
for shit we already did.
Yeah, for things that we've been
that's
doing
why
for
that-
decades.
Well, that's why that Kanaba, I need to look up his name. That guy has become famous with
Yeah.
the people who are like, here's a hack. And then he's
Oh,
like,
and he just looks at it and he's like,
well,
yeah.
because they're like, are you spilling your drink by
Yes.
putting it upside down? And then they flip the cup over and he's like, pours it in the right way the first time.
Yeah.
And then it's like, see?
yeah.
love that.
This is
But
how
also,
you do
they
that.
do shit that pisses me the fuck off. Like, they'll be like, look at my new flared leggings. I'm like, those are fucking yoga pants. Sit down.
Yeah. I have a pair of those. I've had
Sit
them
the
for
fuck
20
down.
years.
Oh,
Sit the fuck
over in the spring when they were like, oh my God, have you ever seen this before? It's a
The
skirt,
skirt?
but it's shorts, but it's
No.
a skirt, but
I
it's
can't.
shorts.
I
I'm
watched
like,
one of those videos and I was like,
I will punch you
what
in the face.
fuck?
Yeah, no.
A
That's
skort.
I have so many squirts. It's
Congratulations.
ridiculous.
I'm so tired. I'm so sorry. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that today.
You're good.
Okay, what's up?
I'm also tired.
I don't know. I just have horrible transitions. I don't have good segues.
That's why I cut things and put in funny sounds.
That's awesome. So before I came, before Brandy said she was going to pick me up, I was flipping through the news, and we know that there's like, so it is November 20th, and shit happened. And we'll talk about that later, not tonight, but my feelings are hurt, and I can't really do it. So you guys,
Oh, yeah.
it's November 20th. You know what happened. But what I was reading about, and what we don't really get into because we get into a lot of like purely racial stuff. But what I was reading about is that 2021 so far, keeping in mind that we still have 41 days to get through is that 2021 has already surpassed 2020 in transgender killings. So murders of transgender people. It was 44 in 2020, 47 in 2021. Since 2013, there have been more than 250 murders of transgender people
Documented.
documented.
All right, so I need to ask a question. Well, I don't need to ask it, but I want to ask it because I feel like this is something that I can see people at home maybe possibly asking. I know you heard the gurgle. I can't help it.
that's
It's
all,
just
Brandy.
it's a thing that happens.
It's your hiccup.
It's my hiccup. I got gurgles. And is this so? And because I'm a stats person, because I like to look at stats and see how they grow and everything else. And I definitely think that hatred towards transgender people is more widely spread now.
Transgender.
Transgender. Sorry.
Yeah.
Words are hard.
It was shorthand.
Do you think it's because there's more hatred, or do you think it's because we know of more transgender people?
So both.
Okay.
I think it's because, if I can,
Yeah.
I think that it's because transgendered people are feeling a little bit more comfortable with being who
Coming
they are,
out and
therefore they're a little
identifying?
bit more
Vulnerable.
vulnerable by being out there, which they absolutely should be.
Well, yeah.
But I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
That it's a little bit, it was so quiet and so closeted for so long.
Yeah.
That now that it's not quite as much, it still is way too much, but not quite as
Right.
much, that now the opportunity to see them, and if you don't agree with that, attack them, is more.
And they're more
Available.
open to being susceptible to that hate speech and hate.
Well, they're not open to it, but they're
Well, they're
more
not open to it.
susceptible
They're super open to it. They're like,
more,
hate on me. Yeah.
They're more susceptible to it because
Right.
they're more open about who they are.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's become, in the past 5 or 6 years, it's become much more, for some reason, I don't know why, for some reason, this segment of society is much more emboldened to be racist, homophobic, transphobic. They just feel like it's okay to just say whatever the fuck is on their mind out loud, regardless. And they call it, I don't want to be PC. You're not being PC. You're just being a PC of shit.
Yeah.
So, I don't like that this is where it's going, but I wish that more people would. I think one of the other things that we've talked about is that if you don't know, if you're listening to us and you don't know, I can't imagine that that's what's happening. Gender and sex are two separate things.
Yeah. That's
So your biological sex, while I don't believe in just a male and female, because there's so many things that can happen with chromosomes and blah, blah, blah. Go look that shit up, because even scientists agree that there's not just male and female. But when you're talking about gender is just a societal construct. It is why you think that cars are for boys to play with and why you think that girls should wear pink is because you have been told by your grandparents that you should play with boy toys and you should play with girl toys. Nobody ever made it that until somebody told you that. You didn't know that until somebody told you that.
Yeah.
So we're just coming into...
Well, and they've done things on that if you put a baby doll in front of an infant male or assigned, born male, that has never been taught any differently, that they love them. They're very caring and very...
and they actually become a more nurturing parent. So when it comes to gender, whatever somebody declares themselves, you should really be... it's none of your business.
Yeah.
Right.
If you don't want to get into the pronouns of things, they and them is perfectly normally acceptable. If you don't want to ask, if you don't want to be like, so Laura, what are your pronouns?
Right. Which I actually I think I told you recently, and I've told multiple people recently, that I've just started trying to refer to everyone as they, them.
Right.
Because there's no harm in that. And it eliminates the asking and whatever. And if someone wants to correct me and I say they, and they would like to say I prefer she, her, fine.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I'm trying to be very cognizant of it's easier to just they, them.
It's a very neutral terminology. And
we use it all the time. People just don't realize that they use it.
Have you seen the video where the person making the video is playing two sides and they're playing the opposing side, and the person is going off about, I am not going to call them what they want to be called because I am going to call them what they present as. They're like,
Right.
You're not going to
Like, they're already
call
doing it.
them what they, and so they're making the person say it. And they're like, you're already doing it. You're doing
It's
it every day.
subconscious. I mean, we do it all the time. I can't tell you how many times I say it without thinking about pronouns in any way. What have they been up to?
Right.
Yeah.
And you don't think about it, but it's when you get into your head and you try to think about it that it becomes, for whatever reason, for some people,
Right.
very difficult to quantify.
And
It's
so it's
not.
just one of those things that you should believe. Just like if somebody tells you, you know, that they've been sexually assaulted or that they have, you know, been presented with a racist situation, you have to. Let's even go down to like the child area. If you're uncomfortable with adults maybe lying to you, if your child comes to you and says that, you know, somebody's fucked with them, you should believe your child, not you're a piece of shit if you're like, that adult would never fuck with you.
Right.
You immediately believe your child and then wait for shit to shake out.
Yeah.
Well, and it's such a ludicrous thing to begin with. Like, if I said my name is Laura and Brandy was like, no, your name's Sarah.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like, that's not up to you. Like, I should be able to say I'm actually they, them. And
Yeah.
you should be like, okay. Because
Well,
up to you.
I have a new last name. Nobody
Right.
questions me saying or correcting them when they say my old last name, but people lose their shit when their family members ask them not to dead name them.
yeah.
And if I say don't use my last name, most people are like, oh my God, I totally forgot that now you're blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Nobody is like, hey, don't call me Laura anymore. You know that my
Right.
new name is Jack.
This is the evolution, right? So I was recently helping someone pick out baby names, and the thought was, let's make it gender neutral from the beginning, just in case, because that way they never have to go through the experience of having a dead name.
Right.
Which that's a new evolution, I think, that's coming down to.
Well, and I think that's kind of weird too, having like a dead name, because I realize that there are definitely names that are like categorized as male and female and everything else, but like,
Right.
I feel like even as a transgendered person, like if you really like your name and you decide that like, okay, so you were born
Yeah.
female, but like you gender identify as a male, and you like I
see
if
where
you
you're
like
going
your
with
name
it, but they have to
and you want to keep it, couldn't you?
No, you can.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
can.
There's
Yeah.
no rule about it, but the thing is that it's such a hard fight anyway.
Yeah.
That if you're trying to say to someone, I am male,
Right.
I'm male, and they're saying, no, you're female, and you're saying, no, I'm male, my name
Yeah.
is Amy,
Yeah.
it's more of a fight for you, I feel.
Yeah. Okay.
If you have to say, no, I'm male, but I'm Amy, instead of I'm male, but I'm,
Yeah.
I don't
And
know, I
it's
could throw out
usually,
another
I guess
stereotype,
what
Scott
what
or
I've been
whatever.
told by people who are going through that fight is
Yeah.
it's literally burying who that person was. Like
So that you become
that's
a
where
different
dead
person.
name. That's where
Yeah.
dead name comes from.
Yeah,
that
it's a chrysalis.
Amy is dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Jack. Amy
Yeah.
is dead.
Yeah.
Know me as who I am now.
Right.
Right.
I realize who you knew me as. Mourn that person.
Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead, mourn that person. But that's not. You didn't know me.
Yeah. So it's
You-
really
this
a
is
dead.
new me.
It's a dead identity,
Right.
not just a dead name. It's just called dead name.
But no, if you name me Preston, which can be a gender neutral name, and I want to keep the name Preston, it just, like you said, it probably becomes a little more of an uphill battle, because then
Yeah.
I still call you Preston. I may not see you as, the whatever identity that you were trying to achieve. I
Yeah.
still see you as the identity.
And the flip side of that is that, though, in the positive way, you might not have to strip yourself of an identity that you're comfortable with. So it can go either way.
Well,
right?
and that was my thought is because I feel like, which, I've known some people that are transgender and everything, but like if you grow up in that way and you feel like like you identify as a different gender than the sex that you were born with, but you still like grew up in an environment that was nurturing and everything else, and so you still like you're still comfortable with that human being that like people know you as.
And in that way, that name would be very valuable.
Right. And in that way, you don't want to lose that name. So it's like, okay, so when you're like doing the change, maybe you don't want to lose that entire identity, but like you want to move on and like
Unfortunately, I
own a
think
new
that's just
thing?
exceedingly rare. But
Yeah.
I think that is kind of where people are moving towards. Though,
I
is
feel
to
like
try
it's
to-
sad that that's rare though, because that's the thing.
my
I feel
God,
like you
it's
should be able to grow up and have your
Heartbreaking.
identity and still be able to keep that
Right.
as you transition.
Well, it's like the coming out thing. Right?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry to
No, you're fine.
changing
Yeah.
that, but like, why?
Yeah.
Why is coming out? Why does that exist?
Right.
This is an endless frustration to me, right? So like,
Right.
I'm pan, and I have to tell people that, but like, why? Because
Right.
I never had to ever say to anyone, "I'm straight." Hi, I'm Laura. I'm straight.
Yeah.
I've
Right.
never in my life had to say that.
Right.
So why is coming out even a thing?
Right.
Who
Right.
cares?
Who cares what? Well, and
Why
that's
does it have to be a
that's
production?
kind of my point.
And so when I hear, it's different to hear it from somebody who is other than straight.
Right.
Because it is different to hear somebody say, "Why do I have to come out?" It is different when I hear somebody who is straight say, "Why do they have to come out?" And my niece's mother and mother and father have this entire thing about why do they have to come out? Why did your sister have to come out? Well, because the assumption
Yeah. Is that
that
everyone's straight?
even non-heterosexual people
Yeah.
assume that the person that they are talking to outside of their community is straight.
Absolutely.
Because that's the world that you grow up facing. The assumption that everybody has is that heterosexuality is the norm,
Right.
and that this is the not norm.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I have to
you have to
declare,
announce, you have to
by the
declare,
way,
yes.
I'm
do you
not
know?
the norm.
Yeah, and some people are even uncomfortable with the fact that, until my husband and I got married, even on the show, calling him my partner, it's confusing for people to be like, my partner.
They assume that you're gay.
What do you mean? Yeah. So you must be gay. No,
no.
but calling him my boyfriend when I'm 48 years old and
Sounds
he's
very odd.
36 is weird as fuck.
Oh no, I was in a work meeting about our benefits and things like that because open enrollment once a year or whatever thing, and there were some different things that came up and whatever else, and there was an option that came up about how we have like this online doctor thing that you can utilize for free, and they're like, we really want you guys to utilize this more because it's a free option for you and and also like they came up with this thing where your spouses and whatever, if they have the option to get healthcare at their own places of employment, like they have to prioritize that over being on your healthcare or whatever. But they were like, this free online service, your spouses are allowed to do that. So I immediately asked the question, and because of COVID times, everything's online. And I put in the chat, I was like, do domestic partners qualify for this? Because I asked the question in that manner because as a late 30s human being, I feel very weird saying, does my boyfriend qualify for this?
Right.
So
And
when
it
you
doesn't-
said
it
domestic
doesn't-
partner, they immediately assumed that you were
But it
referring
also
to a
doesn't
same
clarify that he lives with you, that you
Right.
share a home, that you
Right.
share expenses,
Right.
that
And that's
you
the
share
thing.
a life.
So, and that's why I said domestic partner. But I also, as soon as I typed it, and not that anybody pointed it out or asked me if
But they thought it, I'm
well, but that's the thing. And I don't know if they did or not. But
They
in
did.
my brain, I immediately went to, as soon as I typed it, I was like, I wonder if people are going to think I'm gay now because I typed domestic partner instead of husband. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then
Yeah,
I mean, I think that for straight people, that is like very much like, I mean, like you
Like,
have
I
never
don't
been like,
care
I wonder
if
if
they
people are going to
think
think
it.
I'm straight now.
Well, that's the thing. And like, I don't like.
I mean, I never want to be mistaken for being straight. That would be
Well,
horrific.
that's the
for me.
thing. I don't really like. It doesn't bother me if they think I am one way or the other. But like, it was an immediate thought in my
But
brain.
what was the answer? Because we were asking this if domestic partners are covered under your
So
company.
did they
or
say
not.
same sex?
No,
partnerships?
they said I'll have to look into that.
See, I don't understand. Companies are so my company is rather progressive.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that domestic partners were covered until one of the people that I was working with. She's been with her husband now. She'd been with her boyfriend for like 10 years. She was a child when they got together, not literally
an
a
actual
child.
child.
Yeah.
She was like, well, she was 16, and she was
Oh,
like,
she
"You
was an
will."
actual child.
Well, he was like 18 or 19, and she was like, "You will love me." And then she beat him down, and that's where they got it.
Oh my God, I love a good love story.
She's like, you will love me.
Very
And he's
romantic.
like, I wish you would go away. And she was like, never going to happen.
not.
And here they are 4 kids later. So she had him covered and I was like, no shit, we do that. But in our situation, he does have the option for insurance, and it would be too fucking expensive to cover him under my insurance. So that never happened.
Yeah.
Well, I think about and I'm gonna throw my brother under the bus here, which he'd be fine with, but he had to come out to everyone, which is so ridiculous, right?
Ta-da!
Yeah, and there was, my mom does this thing, which is really annoying. Hi, Mom, if you're listening, but we hate it. She'll write down a list of the conversation points she wants to have before she has them. And so my brother, who had not yet come out, this all out in the open now, he came over to her house and found her to-do list of talk to Jeff about being gay. And he's like, oh, damn.
He was like, all right, now I have to have this conversation.
Yeah, and it was this huge fight.
It's on this to-do
it's so
list.
silly because we never saw a to-do list about talk to Jeff about being straight.
Yeah.
Right?
I think your parents just know. I mean,
Well, no, my brother's like,
yeah.
what's up, bro? He's very honestly.
I mean, I feel like every time I'm not with somebody, my mom's always like, are you gay? And I'm like,
Oh my God, I remember my mom saying to me, I had been single, by the way, for 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah.
After dating the last guy.
Yeah.
When I was younger. If you need to talk to me about anything, if you're... She didn't know Jeff was gay yet. And I'm like, wrong fucking kid. Are you kidding me right now? Like, 2 years without a date. Jeff's been single for 10 fucking years. I'm the gay one. Okay.
He's been single-ish. Single that you know of.
my mom was always she was always afraid that I was just a little too close with my girlfriends because it was like,
Actually, I remember you saying that to me
Yeah.
at Andy's 40th that
yeah.
we had a photo where we were kissing each other on the cheek.
Oh.
And you were a little worried about it because you were like, my mom's going to think that we're dating.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
No, it's like literally anytime I'm not with a guy, if I'm single and like I'm in a photo with another female,
Yeah.
she's like, are you sure? Are you gay? And I'm like, Mom, I just haven't found a dude that wants to marry me yet. Sorry. Like I can't.
That's right. It's
I
real
can't
painful
control
as a
that.
pan person. I haven't found a male or female that wants to marry me.
I mean,
That's
you know.
My
that's a real
mother,
heartbreaker.
my mother never had to worry about that. I think my mother's biggest
sorry.
fear, my mother's biggest fear was like, "Are you an abusive girlfriend?" And I'm like,
Oh, shit.
not really. I just, I used to get annoyed. I'm excessively independent, and it was worse when I was younger. It was so much worse when I was younger.
Yeah.
So if they would call the house, I would be like, "I'm not here." My mom's like, "They can hear you," and I'm like, "I
You're
don't
like,
care.
word.
I'm not here."
I hope they do.
Why don't you want to talk to them? And I was like, because I've talked to them at school all day long. I talked to them right after I got home from school.
Yeah.
I talked to them before dinner. I don't need to talk anymore. We're
done.
done. I'm good. I don't even think I'm going to school tomorrow just so I
We've
can avoid
addressed
talking
this.
to them.
Yep. I'm done with the talking. We're done.
All right. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'd rather talk to my friends than talk to them. I'm good. You're going to take up my phone time.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's all. Yeah.
Yeah. I can only take my phone so far.
I mean,
I'm
I
very
get
much
my own
looking
phone
forward
for the
to.
longest time.
I would imagine the next generation will not have to or be expected to come out because I feel like the gender ideal and the sexuality ideal will be so fluid at that point.
I would hope so. I mean, I'm guessing that my 13 and 16-year-old nephew and niece will not have, their kids will not have to do it.
Well, even my friends that are younger than me, I have a great quote from one of my friends that I said, "Are you straight or no?" And they said, "I'm as straight as anyone in my generation is." And I was like, "Okay, that's fair."
yeah, that's.
I mean,
That's
I
fair.
think that, there are segments, and of course, that's raised its ugly head again. I mean, I think there are segments of youth that are the 20-year-olds age and younger that race is just not an issue. When it's not a thought in their head. They love who they love, and they're
Right.
like, yeah, you're hot, good deal.
Yep.
drove their parents crazy. Like,
Well,
I'm
yeah,
like, you do realize that your oldest daughter is biracial. And they were like, yeah, it makes her susceptible to liking black dudes. And I'm like, no, that's not how it works. Like, she just is attracted to them for their personality and
That's
their
right.
looks. And it has nothing to do with the race at all. Just like hot is hot. I mean,
Hot is hot. I would argue that everyone is susceptible to liking black dudes.
I mean, I don't care. I just hot is hot.
Hot is hot.
And so I don't see where it is, but she doesn't see that. She's been treated differently by certain people in older generations. Once it has been explained, a friend of hers, grandfather peeled off the Black Lives Matter sticker from her car. And I was like, I wish you would have told me that, because I would have showed up at his house and been like, it's my car.
Yeah.
Why are you touching it? And then her friend was like, Grandpa, you do know that she's like black. She's like half black. Well, she's like quarter black. And he hasn't talked to her since.
No.
Doesn't address her, doesn't
Really?
speak to her. And I'm like, I will beat an old man's ass if I have to. But no, when we were into some heavy stuff, the one thing that I did want to talk about before we go is, so you'll like this because you are a Marvel person. Are you a Marvel person, Laura?
We had an extensive Marvel conversation earlier today.
So
I'm not, but everything I know I've learned from Bran.
there you go. So I am only this from a clueless perspective from the 1990s. And he hasn't aged since then. But
Paul Rudd.
Yeah, Paul Rudd's
Obviously.
the sexiest man alive.
Yes.
for
Well
2021.
earned.
Very well earned.
I feel like it is. Yeah. I mean,
Absolutely. Who has not always thought Paul Rudd? I mean,
Okay.
name a movie. He's hot in that movie. It doesn't
Paul Rudd
matter.
is
He's so
aging
sexy.
backwards also.
Well, it's not even the aging thing. Like,
I just don't think he's aging at all.
No,
I don't think he's aging, but I think his personality is very attractive.
Oh yeah. I mean, okay.
But
did you see what he did this year for Halloween? Okay.
Was it the Weird Al? No.
No. Well, yes,
Weird
but
Al was funny.
here's the reason it was funny.
Yeah.
His daughter. Okay, he's Ant-Man, right?
Yeah.
Right.
He's Ant-Man.
Yeah.
His daughter dressed up like the
Hornet.
Wasp,
Oh, the Wasp. Yeah.
which is
said the
his
Hornet. I'm
co-character
learning.
Right.
in the whole thing. And instead of dressing
He
up
had the
like
opportunity.
Ant-Man, with his daughter to dress up like Ant-Man and the Wasp, no, he let his daughter dress up like the Wasp, and he dressed up like Weird Al Yankovic.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I like
and
it.
they went trick-or-treating, and I was like, that is fantastic, because he just like let her do her thing, and
The
he was
thing
like,
I've always
I'm gonna do my thing.
appreciated about Paul Rudd very much, which is the same thing I appreciate about Jason Bateman, is they're very similar in that they have very dry kind of deadpan humor that they deliver well.
It's self-deprecating too.
Yeah.
Well, and it's adorable. So, like, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, one of my favorite movies of all time. I hate comedies. I'm not a comedy person.
Yeah.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall, I will watch all day, every day for Paul Rudd in that very brief scene with him being the surf instructor. You know,
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
No.
Get the fuck out of here. Okay, we're doing that later. But anyway,
Now you are.
she'll it's
Just
so,
ignore the fact that Russell Brand's in it because I hate him now.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Yeah, well, he's kind of a shitbag in that movie. I don't know about him in life. But,
No, he's just.
but Paul Rudd's so funny because he's this whole, like, stoner, like, surf guy.
I mean,
with,
that seems like his personality, though.
and it's just such a funny interaction with the two of them that I assume was improv, where he does this whole
Apparently,
thing about,
most
like,
of that movie was.
I don't even know, like, what time it is anymore. You know, like, I got rid of my watch when I moved here. And his friend's like, oh, shit, man, really? That's really cool. He's like, yeah, I don't even need to have it on my phone. You know, he's like, if you got attacked by a shark, would you just never surf again? And the guy's like, yeah, probably. He's like, oh.
I mean,
Such great deadpan.
Nice.
Paul
But
Rudd.
so I, my age group came to know him in Clueless.
Oh, God, love
Not
he
just
was
your
nice.
age group, yeah.
He was hot. He was
sure.
the cute brother there,
yeah.
or stepbrother, not brother.
Which,
That'd be-
honestly-
Not viewed as that, though. He was not well received in that role. He was not the sexy guy in that role.
well, no, he wasn't. But also, like, I always had a problem with it because, like, I am a person who has step siblings,
yeah.
and I was always like, ew.
But you know, I mean, you didn't get a step sibling when you were 16 and he was 20.
No,
He was not convincingly 20.
mean,
I will just throw that. out
I
there.
was 9, and I had one that was 5, and I had one that was like.
You were 9. You grew up with them. You weren't already an adult.
But I also had one that was an adult when I became his step sibling. I don't know. It creeps me out. that
I
your
dated my step cousin for like 5 years. I don't know.
But that cousin, I I feel like is another like step cousin is like another thing removed. Like step brother.
Live in the same house.
They lived in the same house, and that's the thing. In the movie, they
Convenient.
lived in the same house.
Wait, it's efficient.
Yeah, I mean,
Also, I'm sorry.
Ugh.
Have you ever lived in the same house as Paul Rudd?
no, that's true.
Or for that matter, let's flip it, Alicia Silverstone?
Well, no, but also in the movie, the characters they were related and living in the same house.
Were
They weren't
related.
related.
They were related by
legally.
marriage.
I know,
and his
but
mother
still.
didn't even live there anymore.
That's right.
Well,
They were divorced, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was an ex-step sibling.
Ex-step sibling.
So, but you made a good point, which is
Brandy has a hard line.
So there are some people that were arguing about this on a radio show that I listened to. They were like, "You're kidding me! Like, if you put Paul Rudd up against like whoever the hot guy is now, like,
Yeah.
even not just the hot guy now, like you put Paul Rudd up against like Zac Efron today,
Yeah.
does Paul Rudd come out the hot guy?
No.
And one of the girls was like, "But
Personality.
what does sexy mean?
Right.
Is sexy? So is sexy different when you're 20? Is
Right.
sexy different when you're 30? It's to you,
Well, yeah,
not
absolutely.
like not like is sexy different when like the person is 20 or the person is 30 or
No,
the person is 40.
I had
If I
different
saw-
concepts of
Absolutely,
sexy
of
when I was
course.
20 versus when I'm 35.
If I saw Paul Rudd walking down the street,
yeah,
would I freak out about how hot this guy was? No.
right.
Definitely not. First of all, he doesn't even meet my minimum height requirement. But his
We're all the
personality-
same height laying down.
That was beautiful. But his personality, I mean, there's a lot to be said for that. And we are older, right? And so we value that more.
Oh yeah,
So, like, yeah, if I were 20, Zac Efron would matter more, right? Because all I care about is what guys look like. I don't go shit like they're whatever. Or women or what, I don't care. But, like, now I'm like, Paul Rudd, like, that's the package, right? Because he's so charming and endearing and also not too bad looking.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yes, is he
think
the sexiest man? Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I think he's very cute.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
think
not
his-
saying Paul Rudd's
I think his-
unattractive.
his
I'm saying
sense
he's
of
not
humor-
stunning.
Yeah.
his sense of humor and stuff
I mean,
like
he's
that.
not Brad Pitt, but like,
Right.
let's be honest. Brad Pitt's way too intimidating for me. I wouldn't want Brad Pitt anyway.
Okay,
I
well,
wouldn't.
I'll take him.
I really wouldn't. No, I wouldn't want to be in that relationship. You're constantly looking over your shoulder for every other blonde chick that's walking by. Like,
Right.
I mean,
No, I
You're
just
not blonde?
I'm not blonde. Sorry, that's why I throw that on blondes.
I think
Because I'm
that,
like,
I think that bodies were
I'm
what
brunette.
bodies were what I found hot when I was in my 20s, and
Yeah.
now that I'm older, like, man, I think that I would have to get to know somebody first.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't
my
give it
God.
away at the first.
I have
like-
never given a shit about bodies. Do you know who my biggest crush was when I was 14? Michael Stipe. You're welcome.
I don't know who that is.
Oh,
Lead singer of
R.E.M.
R.E.M. Nobody.
Okay.
He looks like
Not
a
good
celery
looking.
stick that
Well, he
hasn't
looks
seen
like-
the sun.
That's right. That's right.
I haven't been interested in
But he's
like
so funny.
guys' bodies since like honestly in high school. I dated a guy who was a soccer player and he had abs like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
But like it was the most uncomfortable thing. Like if you were like snuggling on the couch, there was no snuggling. It was like
getting poked
laying
by
on a
bones.
fucking rock and you're like, this is uncomfortable as shit. I don't like this experience. I just want to like
Yeah.
cuddle and snuggle and like I need some squishiness and
That
there's no
sounds fair.
squishiness there.
Well, we've talked about this a lot about the unattractive attractiveness, right? So, like,
Yeah.
I'm very attracted to Adam Driver.
Okay.
Adam Driver is not an attractive person. If you just look, I mean, really.
I mean,
societally,
symmetrically
he's not-
and everything
symmetrically,
else,
he's not. But he's so attractive, like, otherwise. Maggie Gyllenhaal, I think, is stunning. But,
Oh,
like,
she's
I
beautiful.
could be friends with her. Like, she's not a
Yeah.
psychotically good-looking person. Like, she's a pretty regular-looking human.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, but there's something about when you get older that you value personality and context a little
Yeah.
bit more than visual.
Oh no, I agree with that. Yeah. I mean, you gotta, and the thing is, I feel like also as you get older, you start to think about not only like personality, but like longevity. It's
Yeah.
like, how long do I want to be around this person?
Sure. Well, I mean, but in that way, why the fuck would you want to be around Paul Rudd, right? You're
Well,
going to
yeah.
age and look horrible, and he's going nowhere.
Well, that's true, but if you get away from the looks, you want to be around him probably for the rest of your life because he's always going to be funny. He's always going to be
Absolutely.
charming.
Absolutely.
Like he's not going to lose those traits. Those are
No.
things that he's going to have like for decades to
I feel
come.
this way very much also about Seth Rogen.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
I'm very attracted to Seth Rogen,
Yeah.
who arguably is not an actually attractive human.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
stereotypically attractive, I guess.
yeah. Well, and that's the thing. And that's why I'm like, Brad Pitt's of the world. Like, yeah, he's stunning
Absolutely.
human being.
Stunning. Also funny.
Also, yeah, but
funny.
I haven't seen enough of his personality
Yeah.
to be like, yeah, I'd want to do that forever.
Right.
Like,
You want like a Jimmy Fallon.
yeah. Like that, I've seen enough of him and his personality to be like, yeah, he's funny.
Well, this is why. Can
He's
we talk
happy.
about the crux that is Pete Davidson? Can we revisit that?
Okay, so here's the
So
thing.
Pete Davidson
I have
currently, in
not-
case listeners
I
are not
know.
up to date on this, he is currently sleeping with Kim Kardashian, who, say what you want about her, but people will say that like physically she's like the prize, right? She's the gold medal. She's also like 15 years older than him, which
Yeah.
I love that. I also like Kim Kardashian, which a lot of people don't, but I do.
I don't.
Fine,
But,
it
you
doesn't
know,
matter. I like
it's
it,
fine.
that's irrelevant.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just she's very like physically beautiful, and he's not. But they're together.
Yeah.
And he has pulled. I mean, this guy pulls, right? Like he's
Oh, no.
dated Ariana Grande.
He's gotten a lot of
Kate
tail.
Beckinsale. I mean, holy crap! Like this guy.
Yeah.
He's capable of things that.
Yeah.
So what's that about?
Well,
His personality. It's got to be. He's not attractive.
Got to be his personality and everything else. And I mean, he's an actor on SNL, so like clearly he's got some talent there. And you're right, he's not the most good-looking guy in the entire world. So
Well, he's not good looking at all. I think I would argue.
I mean, I don't think he's. I wouldn't say that.
You think Pete Davidson is good looking?
I mean, I think he has some parts of him that are like, I wouldn't say he's not good looking at all. Like, I would say he's decent looking. I don't think he's the bottom of the barrel for me.
Okay, no.
But I don't
But, like,
think he's like the hottest thing I've ever
If
seen.
you look at the most symmetrical face in the world, which is Kim Kardashian, and you put her next to Pete Davidson, like it doesn't compute.
But I think Pete Davidson,
I'd rather
just
date
read
Pete
an article-
Davidson than Kim Kardashian, though.
I just read an article where somebody
You
was
could get
talking
into
about.
Nobu with you can get into anything you want with Kim Kardashian.
I read an article where a woman was talking about why are these beautiful women
Yeah.
falling for Pete Davidson? And she knows him. And she was like, first of all, he's incredibly professional. The women that he has met on the show,
Yep.
she was like, I guarantee you 100% I've worked with him. He does not chat them up. He does not hit on them.
I believe that.
Nothing.
I believe that.
She was
I
like,
do
he is-
not feel like he's a creep.
No, they were like, he's nothing but a professional. She goes, what he is, though, is incredibly charming. What
no
you don't
doubt.
see is that he is charming, he is funny,
Yeah.
and he has an incredible relationship with his mother.
I have definitely heard that. Also, I do like how open he is about his mental health struggles.
Yeah.
He's very transparent. I'm not saying Pete Davidson doesn't have like attractive things.
Yeah.
But it's very difficult to quantify someone like if I were
I do
Kim
find him
Kardashian.
attractive, though.
I don't think he's attractive. I mean, I'm attracted to him from like a
Right.
personality standpoint, which is what we're talking about, right? But like if I looked like Kim Kardashian, like forgive me for being shallow, but like the list of men I would be sleeping with and women for that matter, I would use that body all over the place. I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he also has what was referred to as big dick energy in the article.
Definitely has that. Sure.
So, I mean, I just think
But
that
also I do love, of course, Kim Kardashian, what, 20 years older than him? Love that. I always love that.
I can't see it lasting, though, because he is very
No.
normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's not.
And I don't think he's like
No.
reality show material. I don't think he could get into it.
Well,
So
people I don't
unless-
think chase him down the street the way that they chase
And I
Kim
also
Kardashian
think
down
unless
the street.
she comes, unless
his
she
label.
unless she
Yeah.
meets him where he's at, I don't think he's coming to meet her where she's
Well,
at.
she's not going to meet
No.
him where he's at. She's
No.
been very vocal that she likes being famous. So.
Yeah. So
Which is good, too.
I don't think he cares for it. He just likes to have a cigarette and he doesn't smoke weed anymore.
Well, but who doesn't? I mean,
I think he's taken the opportunity.
who wouldn't? I mean,
Yeah,
let's be honest.
but-
You can hate Kim Kardashian, but there's no denying how
But I also
beautiful she
think
is.
he's
She's
that
beautiful.
guy who hangs on until somebody breaks up with him. And then he's not the bad guy.
I mean, here's my thing.
Say.
Anybody can be beautiful if they pay enough money for it. Yeah.
But not everybody can be funny
No.
or nice.
right.
That's true.
So, oh my goodness, we've had a good time. Thank you, Laura, for coming on.
Yes.
Thanks
We
for having
appreciate
me.
it.
Had a
I know we
great-
didn't
had a
get
blast.
too deep this time, but there's always the next time. We can always Rewrap again. I know some of you are probably pretty disappointed that we didn't talk about the Kyle Rittenhouse thing, but I just my feelings are hurt right now. I can't do it.
I don't want to. I'll be honest.
I would love to revisit this podcast with you guys once we go to the Murder House Brewery and actually accomplish that.
Yeah. See if we die or not.
Yeah.
So where can you find us?
You can find us on Instagram and Twitter at DBBL_podcast, Facebook and YouTube at DBBL Podcast, or you can find us on our website at dbblpodcast.com, or you can email us at dbblpodcast@gmail.com. And just so everybody knows, we have a new store, and it is currently listed on our website. So if you go to our website, you can find the store and you can purchase all kinds of fun things, and please do so because,
It should be a link on our podcast or on our website to the store. We've tried did you get it fixed?
No, it's like a full, you can go onto the website and actually scroll through the whole page and everything and order stuff and everything.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know about the checkout. So I will put a link on the page as well as the actual store. So you can look at the merchandise, but go to the link to actually order.
Here we are on the same page. And
We have also left random DBBL coasters throughout the city of Dayton. And if you see one and take a photo of it and tag them, that would be really cool.
That'd be really nice. We're not going to get shit, but we'd appreciate it.
Yeah, that'd be
You're
nice.
not getting it, just do
Do
it.
that.
It's like a scavenger hunt. Just take it, enjoy it.
Find some coasters, and then you can keep one. I mean, I'm sure keep it from the bar. You can
I
do
have
that.
we're about
You
to
want
get
free merch?
We're about to get kicked out of the bar. We also have, if I can remember where it is, we have a TikTok account. I just haven't done too much with it.
You have a TikToker?
We have a TikTok. Yeah,
We have a TikTok
you-
account.
we do.
I'm very excited.
It's got 3 whole videos on it, but whatever. It is at Drunk Bitches Be Like. It's one of the only formats where we can actually have.
Yeah, we're not allowed to say bitches a lot, so
So yeah, at Drunk Bitches Be Like on TikTok. That's one of our new ones. Listen to the old episodes if this is your first one. But here's what we need you to do. We need you to pay attention to the social media. We're going to tell you how to enter into the giveaway because we finally have the pint glasses to do the 500 download giveaway as we approach our 1000th download.
So I feel like it's mostly going to be the 1,000 download giveaway. So we're combining the two.
Yeah, I'm getting text messages from my husband. They're just ready when you are. We're going to do a couple of different giveaways. We do have some pint glasses. We'll give you some extra goodies in there. We have the merch store, coffee mugs, sweatshirt, pint glasses, and tumblers, insulated tumblers, so you can take us on the go with you. Just don't tell anybody what's in there.
That's right.
But we appreciate you. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, Laura, for joining us.
Thanks. I've had so much fun.
Everybody, thank you for being on here. And
Cheers.
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 You should hear
You can even sit sideways to it. and just-
How's that? Can you hear yourself now?
I can hear the.
Yeah. Okay.
I can hear clearly now.
Oh, did you hear the
My
gurgle?
mic is on.
Yes, I did hear.
See, that's the gurgle. I don't burp. I gurgle.
Well,
It's weird.
I would belch, except I'm pretty sure I'm just going to bring up liquid.
just Bloody Marys.
Yeah.
There's
It feels very awkward. There's a lot of fabric up there.
I was very impressed. I was
Thank God I moved that water.
I can't tell you how impressed I was for 35 seconds. You turned around and I was like, oh.
Yeah, no, it's
the fact that you were like, how do I put it on backwards and upside down?